18 minutes. It took only 18 minutes for the jury in the Ronald Shane Crowe trial to come back with a verdict today. We kicked off court early at 9:01 a.m. when the jury took their seats. At 9:02 a.m., the first witness for the prosecution is called, a person from the Alabama Department of Forensic Science who testified about the victim's DNA being found on duct tape that was found inside of the bedroom, where the victim said her peepaw would tie her to a pole above the bed, place a bag over her head, and ask her how long she could hold her breath. At 9:47 a.m., the last witness for the prosecution took the stand, who confirmed that the illicit substances that were found inside of Crowe's home were the same type of illicit substances that were found in the bloodstream of the victim. And at 10:24 a.m. this morning, the prosecution rested their case. At 10:26, the defense began motions, asking for an acquittal for Crowe, claiming the state had not proven their case. That was denied. At 12:30 p.m. today, we were informed that Crowe had chosen not to testify in his case. At 12:34 p.m., the defense called their one and only witness, a witness who had already testified for the prosecution, the investigator in this case, Sergeant Hull. At 1:09 p.m., Hull leaves the stand. At 1:10, the defense rests their case. And at 1:11, again, the defense asks for an acquittal, which is denied. At 1:53 p.m., Blount County District Attorney Pamela Casey began her closing arguments, allowing the victim to tell the jury exactly what each charge was for. As each of the 13 charges were read to the jury, the video from when the victim was 9 years old and recounting the abuse that she suffered at the hands of her peepaw was played. At 2:26 p.m. this afternoon, defense counsel Billy King began his closing arguments, where he insinuated the victim was somehow responsible for what happened to her. At 4:06 p.m. this afternoon, the jury retired for deliberations, and just 18 minutes later, they were done. Crowe was found guilty of all 13 charges.